Welcome back to this edition of Grizzlies Daily. I'm your host Malik, and let's just jump straight into it. We actually got some pretty good updates that I think a lot of y'all would really find interesting than the regular, things that we've been talking about on here. So we got the NBA Cup groups finally came out. The drawings finally came out for next year, and the Grizzlies did not get a good draw. Let's just say that. So the Grizzlies are in West Group B, and the group goes as obviously the Grizzlies, then followed up by the Lakers, Clippers, Mavericks, and Pelicans. Honestly, I don't understand. I never understood the process of the drawing, but yeah, they did. The Grizzlies got the short end of the stick, playing essentially two teams that are going to be probably top six in the West. That's just my prediction. And then you got the Mavericks, who are rebuilding. Obviously, they'll be without key pieces like Kyrie and AD. Well, actually, no, AD should be healthy around the time of the season. Um, and then you obviously got guys like Cooper Flag. So you got that to worry about. And then with um, the Pelicans are just the Pelicans. I can't really say any names because there's no real there's no telling how the Pelicans are going to look by the beginning of the season. Obviously, they have Derek Queen and then Trey Murphy, Zion, players like that. So, yeah, that's just the drawing on that. I don't really have anything to say, mostly because from a fan standpoint, I got to be honest, I don't really care for the NBA Cup. Not saying that I don't enjoy watching it, but it doesn't really have a real impact on the season. I mean, you play the same amount of games, and then you maybe play an extra game, and then if you don't, if you thing is, if you don't, I think you get like what, a week or something off. So it's like I've never really been the biggest fan of the NBA Cup, so it is what it is. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously some good, interesting matchups with the Clippers, and then obviously the Lakers. Always a fun matchup. I say fun very loosely because it's always some of the hardest games to watch ever. But yeah, that's just the drawing on that. Nothing I really got to say about it. But I'd love to hear what y'all have to say if y'all care for the NBA Cup. Personally, I'm not the biggest person for it, but I mean, like I said, I enjoy watching some of the games, but other things just don't really make sense when it comes to it, and the group drawing just is one of those things. But that's that. So I'd love to hear y'all thoughts on that. But other news that actually impacts the Grizzlies, we got an update regarding the whole situation with Cole Anthony, and this is from Brett Siegel on Twitter. He's a inside NBA analyst. He says that it seems like it's just a money thing at this point. He expects a resolution sometime during summer league because he definitely wants to find his new home too in regards to Cole Anthony. He says that there's no source report, but he wonders if Milwaukee would be interested. Um, Honestly, I kind of understand where he's coming from, mostly because it does seem to be a money thing. I don't think there's difficulty in moving Cole Anthony, honestly. I mean, there's teams that want him. It's just a matter of what can the Grizzlies get in return. And I truly do think there is a world where they're trying to get more in return. Now, when it comes to who they get in return, that's the main question that I have because if we're being honest, um, it's not much that the Bucks have that I could just say we absolutely would like. I mean, Brooke Lopez is a free agent, so you can't even. I don't think you can even. I don't think you can even do a trade for him. You signed Bobby Portis to a deal. You got Miles Turner. Doesn't look like Giannis is going to get moved. Um, you re-signed Gary Trent, and I don't think the Grizzlies need another wing, if I'm being honest. So, in a world where he believes that the Bucks could be someone, I truly just don't know what the Grizzlies could get in return that could benefit them. So that's something that I kind of saw. I mean, I'm looking at what people are saying. I know I see Detroit could potentially be a person. Um, it's just I don't really I gotta be honest, I don't know anything because we've been blinded all this all season when it comes to Cole Anthony. So one would just have to see. Um, but I mean, it makes sense for Cole Anthony to be there. I mean, obviously you got Damian Lillard, and from what I know, they don't really have a go-to starting point guard. I mean, you got Kevin Porter, but let's be honest, Kevin Porter's not the answer. But Cole Anthony, maybe. Now, obviously for the Grizzlies, like I said, I don't know how that deal would look. Obviously, I think maybe you get some picks, but other than that, I don't see anything that Milwaukee has that just makes me think realistically. I don't think Milwaukee has anything that just makes me think like, okay, it's worth trading Cole Anthony for. So that's something that that's just my think piece on that. So that's really all I got. Now, with that being said, if the Grizzlies were to move on and decide to just get picks for Cole Anthony and simply just a salary dump, I think you definitely are in a position where with that extra roster spot, you go after another big. Now, with that being said, I say that because I don't think that the Grizzlies need to go after another wing or guard. I think in that aspect you are solidified. You got your point guard position figured out in all aspects. You have your point guard position figured out. You have your shooting guard position figured out. For now, you got small four somewhat figured out. Main thing right now is the front court. You picked up Jock Landale. You should be getting Brandon Clark back. You need to solidify the front court. So that's really my main thing. Is just really just go after the front court. That's all it is. Um, I mean, it's not too many options that I could truly say that the Grizzlies just absolutely could go after. I mean, I'm looking at the list of unrestricted free agents right now. Um, Obviously, you still got Marvin Bagley, who you could bring back on a pretty decent deal. But even if you don't, do that, you got guys like DeAndre Jordan, Thomas Bryant, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but I get it. Um, I see Alex Lynn. I wouldn't want the Grizzlies to go after Alex Lynn. Al Horford, I feel like I get he has championship experience, but as far as impact on the court, I don't think it benefits Memphis. Biombo, we've already tried that experiment; it doesn't work. And then restricted free agents, the only one that really stands out to me is Precious Achua, and for right now, it doesn't even look like it doesn't look like he's gonna get moved to Memphis at least. So I mean, it's just something that we have to really just let play out at this point. I can't really, like I said, I can't really say what I want to say because it's like, we literally have to let this play out. I can't even jump to a conclusion if I tried. But into other news, Summer League in Vegas kicks off tomorrow. Well, I believe it kicks off today, but tomorrow the Grizzlies are in action against the Boston Celtics. Early start time, 3 p.m. Central Time. The only thing that's really worrisome about this is Cedric Howard. I finally got an update from someone who has some sources. Cedric Howard has not done much 5-on-5 in contact. So I would say the Grizzlies are probably going to have to deal without him for Vegas, which is a bummer. It doesn't even matter in the aspect of, we're trying to win the Summer League championship because that's the last thing I care about. But at the same time, I'm like, I actually want to see Cedric Howard in action before the season starts. That's really my main thing. I want to see how he meshes on the court in the NBA speed, but that's just something that looks like we'll have to wait till preseason to see. Other than that, that just means we look forward to more G.G. Jackson, Ken Spencer, Jalen Wells, potentially Javon Small, Jemai Meshack, just a few other names. Burden, I believe, Trey Burden, who I hope gets more minutes. And yeah, just a lot of names to look forward to. Just the main name that we were all looking to watch can't really can't really put our finger to because he's recovered. But I will say in Vegas, a name to watch out for is Lawson Loveland. I like his game as a center. I think if he figures out his place on the court, he could really mesh well. He's a great playmaker for the center position, and he really can hit some close range shots. So I would say that's a name to watch out for in Vegas. Like I said, first game tomorrow against Boston Celtics at 3 p.m. Central Time on NBA TV. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. And obviously, I got the recap for y'all and a preview, a full in-depth preview. So be sure to stay tuned in that for the next episode. But as for this episode, that is a wrap on this edition of Grizzlies Daily. Make sure you like, comment, leave me anything. We look at them all the time, and I love to hear from y'all. Love it, absolutely. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can get the next video for when it comes out. And that's for this edition of Grizzlies Daily. My name is Malik, and I'm signing off.